Definitely tastes like.
Definitely tastes like me. Welcome back, everyone.
Yes.
Do you want to say what we're doing?
Oh, I should get it out. We are doing Dredd 2012 classic.
Fight me.
You do that face so well.
Fight me, rookie.
I will not. Because I'm too happy. Because this movie fills my heart with joy.
It's so violent, and the story's so good.
It's great.
It's great. It's just all around.
Everyone liked to say it was a ripoff of The Raid or something, but
I think The Raid and Dredd can survive in their own
They can
lanes.
coexist. They're both good. We don't have to fight. It's fine. This is sticky for some reason.
Oh. So, do you want to do a little summary?
Yeah, I suppose.
So, Dredd, aka Karl Urban, aka Horse Guy from Lord of the Rings, aka Bones.
New Star Trek.
Man.
That'll make me make the face.
Yeah.
Just bring up Star Trek remakes. Yes, you said he's a kind of like the big shot judge.
Yeah, he's so angry. He lets off a cloud of angst.
Right.
That all the other judges are just like, they admire it so much. They're like, what if I could judge like that?
And it's in kind of this, I guess, like post-apocalyptic world. And now everybody has to crowd up in the livable pieces of land that still exist.
Mega cities.
Yeah, and everything is more vertical. They're in vertical blocks.
Mega structures.
Yes. Everything's very concrete and drab and
mega drab. Dredd gets partnered up with someone that he's not very sure of, but she scored very high on the psychic range and very low on the judge range, kind of like marginal.
She failed her judge test, and she's a mutant. But you know, a mutant who's got their shit together.
Yeah. Dredd takes her under his wing, and they're going out on her...
Kind of like a test, sort of, you know, like a field test.
Yeah, to see if she can cut it. And they get stuck in this big...
block.
Yeah, they get stuck in this block. Long story short, the whole building goes on lockdown. They have to fight their way out, and that's the adventure. No spoilers. We both took notes, just like always. We're gonna say what we wrote down. We're gonna decipher this into a beer style. I have no idea what I want to make yet.
None at all.
Yeah. But that's fine. That's the whole magic of the process, right?
Ah!
What did you write down?
Well, I felt like this movie was a good example of world building.
I think their world building was good because they took something that a lot of people weren't familiar with, and they, in the first 5 minutes, just like throw you in it and you know where you are.
Those scenes with the drug were just so cool. They probably did it with kind of a small budget, just a lot of tricks and stuff.
Like a slow motion camera.
Yeah, and
like,
it just came out so cool that everybody was just like, that's neat.
Slow-mo.
And it was gory. Like, so gross.
Yeah, like I've seen some stuff, and whenever I see this movie, I'm always just like,
I like Dredd's grumpy face. It's adorable. He had the perfect grumpy cat face, and I kind of can't imagine anyone else doing it as good, except you're pretty close. So I don't know. Maybe being able to do that is more common a talent than I thought.
it hurts my neck.
He emotes more with just the bottom half of his face. Do all your acting with your grumpus.
And your torso.
And your torso. And your gravelly voice.
Rookie.
Speaking of rookie, that's my other favorite thing about this movie. The chief judge. Is that right? Chief judge?
Yeah, I think so.
Chief judge is a lady. Mama is like in charge, and she's bad. She's a lady.
She's a bad lady.
She's a bad lady. Anderson, our psychic rookie, is really great too. I like that she's not a love interest. She's got doubts, but she's also very talented. She just is like, feels like a real person and not some kind of like two-dimensional eye candy or anything like that. I mean, she's just interesting.
You don't have any flavor related things?
Nope. Not even a little. No, my only thought was like, hey, the drugs are sparkly, more glitter.
Oh! Here's my notes. Please forgive me. The mega city stretches from Boston to Washington, D.C. And I thought,
that's a good note.
I thought, what is something that people from Boston to D.C. would drink? You know, like, what's a beer that's popular in the area?
You were actually thinking.
Yeah, I was trying to. I wrote down goofy motorcycle because It's like all front heavy and goofy.
I love it.
Okay.
It's the future.
Maybe that's why you like me. I wrote down mutant because I thought that was cool about the...
Yeah, there's mutants.
Yeah, there's mutants, and that maybe we could have like a mutant beer, maybe like a wild beer, some kind of wild fermentation. I wrote down peach trees because that's the name of the building they went to and all the crimes happened. Dredd's a complicated guy.
Oh, yeah.
And so is, the world. So maybe we can make a complicated beer with a peach aftertaste. This is what I do when I have to get creative, guys. I thought it was really weird that they had that beer tie-in where they're going down the hallway and there's just like this robot that's like giving out food and stuff. Like,
heck.
Yeah, I was like, that is so out of place. But I mean, Coors was in there.
I really thought better of the movie, but
Yeah, that's it. That's all I've got. Let's build something here. Okay, so what flavors, what aromas do we have here? We've got peaches. We've got dystopian future. Peaches. What would you like to do something with peaches in it, or is that weird?
Possibly. I like peaches.
Oh, I thought we've done a sour before. I thought maybe we could do another sour. It's like a sour because he always has that sour expression on his face. So we could do like a sour. Man, and he's also pretty bitter. The world's bitter. People are bitter. They don't like judges. And all he wants to do is uphold the law. Do you like the idea of a sour?
Yeah, and if you were going to do a sour, I would almost be like, you should bring in the peaches. Mm-hmm. Do like peach.
I like that.
Interesting.
That's the next question is what kind of sour? I was thinking bitter because maybe we could do like a sour peach, like pale sour peach IPA.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
What kind of hops could you put in it?
Liberty. Would you want it to be a regular IPA or like a New England IPA?
If you were doing a non-sour, I'd say New England. My only other way I think we could go is, something very dark and grumpy. Aged in whiskey barrels or something, but that's not really something we have at our disposal, so...
Yeah, and you don't like dark beers very much, so...
Yeah, but I don't want this whole series to just be like, beers I like.
Cool. Okay, we're going to do that then. We'll definitely do a sour IPA because sour expression, bitter outlook on life, and peach trees. Just a little bit of freshness, a little bit of Anderson in there, kind of making his life a little better. I like it. All right, well, we're going to go brew it, and we'll see you in a little bit.
Yes.
Cheers.
Oh. Ding.
Oh, I didn't even drink.
Mine's in a can.
This brew day started with mashing 9 pounds of Belgian 2-row, 2 pounds of Munich malt, and 1 pound Crystal 60. This is a sour beer, so I used the souring process I've used in my other videos. If you're curious to see how I did it, go ahead and check out the link here. After that, it was pretty much a normal brew day, only with way more hops than I normally use. I started at 60 minutes with an ounce of Falconer's Flight. It's a great bittering and aroma hop with lots of lemony flavor. This beer doesn't really get very exciting until about the last 15 minutes. I started with a half an ounce of Amarillo hops. These are really good flavoring hops that have a nice orange and grapefruit characteristic. With 10 minutes left, I added half an ounce of Glacier hops. Glacier hops have an orange flavor that goes well with the peach. They also have an interesting woody flavor that I thought would work pretty well with this beer. With 5 minutes remaining, I added another half ounce of Falconer's Flight. Adding Falconer's Flight at this time really makes the lemon aroma come through. Finally, with 0 minutes remaining, I added half an ounce of Amarillo, Glacier, and Falconer's Flight. Adding all of these right at flame out gives a really interesting combination of aromas. Now for the peaches! Peeling and pureeing 5 pounds of peaches was a lot less rewarding than I thought it would be. I tried the method you see all over the internet where you score the end of each peach with a knife, blanch them in boiling water, then give them an ice bath to stop them from cooking. This worked alright for a few of them, but I had to use a vegetable peeler for the rest. This is also when I realized that these were clingstone peaches. This means they were about 4 times harder to remove the pits. Once I got everything peeled and de-pitted, I blended them, then froze them to kill any bacteria. After that thawed out, we poured it into a mesh bag and put that in the fermenter to go for about another week. After that, all that was left was to carbonate the beer and drink it.
Yeah.
Well, that took a while.
Yeah, we need a scroll because it's the distant future now to explain what happened.
The two judges were quite lazy.
Yeah.
And peaches were not in season.
Not knowing the season for peaches, automatic fail.
You washed out, rookie. Let's sniff it. Ooh, look, it's bubbling and bubbling. When we poured this, it had this like really thick white head. It looked really nice while it lasted, though.
It reminds me of like applesauce and stuff, which makes sense because I mean there's a bunch of fruit. Sewage fruit. There's a lot of fruit.
Yeah.
Puree.
Yeah.
In it.
4 pounds of peaches, or so I recall.
All mushed up. I don't smell a lot.
You don't smell a lot?
Mm-mm.
I think you stink. I smell definitely like fruity kind of smells.
Really faint fruit.
Mm-hmm.
Like melon kind of smell maybe. Mm-hmm. You know, where it's not going to have a really strong smell. It's just faint.
Okay, well, let's give it a sip. What do you taste?
It's a little adventure.
Yeah, it is.
It's definitely got phases.
So the hops I picked were all complementary to peach flavor, which kind of worried me in the beginning because like whenever I was brewing the beer and I fermented it out and I always do like a taste test to make sure, you know, I didn't just make like pure poison or something. Like I was like, oh, you know, this tastes good, but it's just kind of weird. It's like all these flavors that just don't really work well together. And I was just like, well, you know, I picked them because they match well with peaches. So let's see whenever I get the peach in there. So once we did that, you can kind of smell the peaches a little bit. And I think the flavor of those peaches kind of made everything kind of balance and round out, which was really nice.
I always forget peach is kind of a subtle flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Like for some reason I always expect it to be really sweet and like strong. But I think that's like maybe sugar amplifies the taste of peaches. Mm-hmm. So when you get like canned peaches or something and they're soaking in like syrup, they taste really strong.
Or if they're in a dessert.
Yeah, but when you're just having like a peach or it's in a beer or something, it's more mild.
And I mean, I didn't want this to be a peach beer because peach trees was, you know, it was forefront. It is kind of the thing that ties the whole movie together because it's the big centerpiece of the movie.
Yeah.
And it's like, while it is a character in the movie, it's kind of like a supporting character in the beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were saying one of the hops was like herbal or woody or something. And I think I taste that like kind of on the end. Mm-hmm. Like it's like a sour and the peach flavor, and then at the end it's kind of like this little zap of something like almost like vegetal. Yeah. Like so it's probably
rustic
herbal. Yeah. Okay.
Kind of rustic. I think this was a success. We had the nice balance of woody and citrusy flavors with the peach.
If you made it. If I was like, oh, let's make a beer to literally fit the movie, it wouldn't be fun to drink. You know what I mean? It would be like so sour, your face would collapse. And
so brutal.
So high ABV, your throat would just combust. Yeah. And just like you die and it would be accurate, but not great.
Yeah. Well, the end. Like always, we're going to put the recipe in the description. Try to brew it yourself if you do. Like, leave us some comments, show us some pictures. I'd love to see it. Until next time, stay out of those ISO cubes. Judgment is coming. Oh.
That's what it says.
Goodness.
It's also what it says on the Judge Dredd porno.